Welcome back to Old School Survival. Last episode, we ended up catching enough junk to get a $75,000 paycheck from the county for cleaning the lake. Then we bought a bunch of equipment that led to selling some hay. Yeah, after purchasing our house and getting everything established here, we do have $27,000 to start October here. So we're gonna get hooked up to the mower. We're gonna go to the other side of our road that we created. We're gonna get that grass cut today and start making some progress here. We're definitely gonna be moving into cattle pretty quickly in this series. So what we're gonna want to do is, whoop, that's the wrong way. Let's get the time started. You always gotta get the time started. And we do have some rain. We might wanna wait till that clears up, but start building a game plan. We'll see how the forecast is. But this area that we are gonna wait till it clears up is where we're gonna start establishing our first actual field. And we're gonna wanna get a cultivator and a seeder today. We're gonna see if we can get enough cash for that. And while we're waiting for the storm, maybe we'll do some prep shopping or, window shopping. First, let's catch the forecast. It looks like the 8 o'clock, maybe 9 o'clock hour. I don't know until we get there because of a 2-hour block here. But we're going to assume we're going to have to wait till 10. But let's look in here first. Cultivators or plows or something that can create a field. I believe we do have the allow fields with cultivator mod. That's always my preferred way to do things. So let's go in here and see what we have available to us. I think this is what we're gonna want. Make it a little wider. It does say 170 horsepower though. So that might be a little bit out of our budget. This one says 65. Let's remember what we have. We have 61. Okay. So as far as old school ones that we have, they do start here. We do have the Oliver ones. 69 horsepower, 69. Okay, this might be where we start looking at costs of secondary tractors. So it looks like we're gonna be a little underpowered. Boy, I want to test drive this. Farmall. Looks like a C263 is the engine. The model here shows 656 on here. 178 horsepower. He'd go up to 570. Oh boy. Without the cost really jumping, we play it as the mods are created. We'll test drive this on the 186 horsepower. This is a big, long tractor. Says it can go up to 21. I don't know if I believe that. Oh, maybe it does. So this might be a winner for our second tractor. Yeah, this is kind of sweet. Just cruising around. Kind of want to just make sure it hooks up to things if we have time. Yeah, what a beast. Let's back up to the forage wagon. Check it out here. Just get it hooked up. Oh yeah. Think we might have a winner for that second tractor. The 1967. So now do we have cab options? Oh, look at that. That is sweet. I think we would go with the canopy though for another $900 and potentially could upgrade other things later. But we could change, the grill settings to a 1260, all types of stuff on here, huh? Definitely think we need to add the exhaust. But we will play around with that a little bit more at a radio. That's worth $250. I think so. Yeah, I think that's something we'll definitely be looking into after we see how much money we make off of hay and get to the phase in today's video that we want to start making that field. And if we get it planted today, that'll, save us a month in spring before we're able to actually, cut it, where the field on the right side we're going to leave as is so we can cut it whenever we need to. So let's go ahead and get started here. And we made a good amount of money. Let's remind ourselves what we made on that harvest. We can go in here and look at a financial stat. So we made 33,000, just about 34,000. And this side, I think, is a little bit skinnier. So we're going to hope for about 25, maybe 30. And that should give us plenty of money to start buying things. We just got distracted by needing a different tractor that we didn't look at anything else. So we do have one down here that needs 15 horsepower. It's pretty skinny, but it can plant grass for us for 2,900 bucks. Yeah, I think money's going to be okay, but we are saving money for a couple things that we're going to need for cattle. And we'll get to those when we do. I'm hoping in the spring we can get to that. But I want to be able to establish the ability to save our hay. And we'll have to figure out if we're going to do bales at that point. But right now, the forage wagon is definitely an easy way for us to just sell it and make some money. And hay prices are still looking pretty good across the map. So we should be able to make the same amount per load as we did last time. And this should set us up really good for success in this series. And it's going really well. I'm loving it. Loving all the comments we're getting. I feel like this is going to be a combination of the old school series that we did last time and the FS22 Cattle Ranch. I don't know how this keeps working out for us. We're heading back towards the shed. And we're doing the last pass. Looking pretty good. Yeah, it does feel like it's going to be a little bit less cash, but, time will tell. I think what we are going to do is buy the other tractor. I'm going to get the Oliver started on tedding, and then we're going to head in. We'll walk on into the store and buy that other farm all. And at that point, start doing the raking so we can get jobs done a little bit quicker. We do have the finances now to be able to, make those decisions. And just the pretty color. I like the color that these are changing. The grass is changing. A little bit of green still popping through, but you can see it's starting to die off for the end of the season. And let's loop around and make another pass at that to finish it while Bentley's barking. And complete. Oh man, I don't know if I got an old school pressure washer, but we're gonna need it. I don't see one in the mod pack, but we will definitely be looking into that soon. I know they had one in FS22, so I imagine we'll be able to find one for 25. Oh, we're not gonna be able to do a worker. This isn't an actual field, and I don't know how to set that up, so never mind. We'll be holding off on getting that second tractor until we have an actual field to be able to do field work like that. Either way, it doesn't take very long to do these jobs. As we get started, you gotta lower your implement there, buddy. What does it say? Attach tool with What kind of junk is that? Attached tool to vehicle with turned on motor. I mean, you guys seen the video. This worked last time. Oh boy. It won't lower. All right, let's go buy that other tractor and see if it'll work with it. Otherwise, we could just try resetting it. You didn't expect everything to go super smooth, did you? All right, we're going to spend $9,500 on this setup here. So much bigger. All right, let's hop on in. This is sweet. Sweet little setup on this farm all. Nice little radio next to us. Take a look at that. That's awesome. Is that a working? Look at that. Let's see if we can back up to this and see if this will work. Seems hooked up correctly. Turning radius is not the best on this. But that's something we can deal with for the horsepower that we're getting. Super skinny tractor. It does lower. Perfect. Okay. Well, that was a weird issue to run into, but we are back at it now, officially tedding the field. With our new tractor, our upgrade already. Yeah, and like I said, we can get a front loader on this thing, so that'll definitely be coming once we need it. I'm not going to spend the money till we need to. But we'll try to move fast through this since it's similar to last episode so we can get to some different jobs around the new farm. Yeah, the turning radius is a little rough, but it's nothing that we can't deal with. Definitely thinking long term what we're going to want to do. We definitely want something with a little bit more better turning radius, but I just, it's old school. We got to deal with these things, right? And this thing looks sweet. Looks pretty unique. We went with the 1206 grill. And I just love the radio. I think that's such a nice touch. And again, being able to have a front loader on this, worst case, this turns into a little worker for us. And just that little area to the left that I think will be fine. I think it'll just turn into hay when we do row it up. So I don't know. That's a decent amount. We will turn around and get it. All right, that's not bad, actually. We'll stop complaining. I think this is perfect. All right, that can get folded on up. And we'll see how our little designated roads that we built here work out. Yeah, they're not completely lined up perfect, but works pretty good. I love it. So what I tried to do here with this gravel is show that like driving, we're pushing the gravel out from where it was supposed to be, and then it blends into some dirt here. And that was the idea that I was going with. Because, you know, gravel doesn't just stay where you want it to all the time. I know there's some new technologies out there where you can kind of spray it and it'll take care of that for you, and it'll like lock it in place with some like glue. I don't even know what this stuff's called, but it seems pretty fancy. But that was what the thought process was there. Same thing with right here is just a little spillage. It's just bleeding over into the road a little bit. And away we go. I think we do want to get a little bit over, but not run into that tree in front of us. Should be able to get everything that we threw to the left. And yeah, let's see. Is this going to hit? I think it'll be fine. Let's get this done. Get some more cash in here. Get a cultivator bot. And then we'll get a seeder. And maybe something special too. Little extra bonus, possibly. All right, it looks like our luck has ran out with always ending up on the other side of the field, but that's all right. We had this little tiny pass we weren't able to get. And it's kind of a mess at the end here, but we'll be able to just loop around and get that with the forage wagon. No big deal there. All right, let's get this back. One more task to do before we can start prepping this new field. And it won't stay like a long football field like it's looking right now. We'll definitely be making some shapes of fields as we expand to the right. And that tree is probably going to be a nice divider for us. Probably have a field on both sides. Just use the naturalness. I don't know what word I was looking for there. the natural environment to make some decisions on that. Now this one goes 21 miles an hour. This one goes 16. So yeah, let's use this to pick up the forage here and get it sold. Already almost 2 o'clock, so we're not doing... That rainstorm really delayed us a little bit to get everything I wanted to get done today. We'll see if we're still able to. This is going to be time consuming with the driving back and forth, but worth the extra money. Because if we sold it at the closer one, it's about half the price, so... Definitely wanting to take advantage of making as much money as possible at every opportunity on this playthrough. In any playthrough, really. But let's see how quickly this starts to fill up here. Yeah, 5% already. Yeah, well, let's see. I don't think it's yielding as good as the last one did. But that middle swath is absolutely going to be filling this thing up quick. Let's get her done. Let's see how much cash we have. See what we can do the rest of the day. All right, we're trying to cruise on up here to get our first load sold for the day. Just back up a hair there. There we go. We can sell it right there. Let's see how much we're making per load today. That just about paid for the tractor. 8,000 on that load. All right, let's go back. Get the next load. See how money's sitting. See how we feel in a little bit. I have some plans of what I want to do, but we might not be able to afford it yet. And we're magically back here for another load. Balance is back up to 33,000, and I'm thinking we get one more full load in today. You can see what's left on the field here as we're looking for load number 3. Get that dollar amount back above $40,000. I think between those 2 passes, we'll definitely fill this up again, but then we'll have a little tiny partial one at the end. This middle one should be... I think this middle one definitely will fill this up all the way. If not, it'll be real close like. Oh, so close. And full. All right, let's head back in. We got that one single pass, which will be about 50% full. We might save that for some backup feed for when we get cattle, if we get them before we're able to do a cut again. And this will put us above 40,000, and then we're going to spend some money and see where the balance is at. And we can always hold on to that for later on if we do need to sell it. Or, yeah, sell it. Yep. All right, let's see that dollar amount get above $40,000. Hello, there we go. As the train passes, you know, we're up to 41,000, almost 42. Another $8,040 brought in there. Let's head back. While we're in cruise control here, we can just do like a straight shot and hopefully we don't run into the ditch. Let's go ahead and start doing some shopping here. So we'll start with the cultivator. We can remember where those are. I never can. I think I do want to go with the 15 shank here. Does that change the width? It does by 0.6 meters. So we'll go ahead and do that. 11,000. So that's one down. 30,000 to go to buy a cedar. We will probably... You know, I don't know if we're going to get this planted today. It's already 1500, 3 o'clock. We might. I don't think we'll be able to do lime and get the soil sampled like we need to. We'll probably be able to do that next time around, but let's take a look at cedars here. Width is 7.3 on this one, and I'm not sure about that. Does this mean we could hook up a second one to it? Is that what that means? I think that's the one we want to go with. I mean, why not? Let's go ahead and buy it. Yeah, we'll hold off on spreaders because we do need to find some old school spreaders for our mod pack. So we will not be doing that today, but let's get back. We'll get this home, and then we will get the cultivator going to start building our first field. And we've been keeping the balance pretty good. I wanted to remind myself how many more fish we had to throw back too, because we could do that in the winter. 27. That's not bad. Oh, we got a little ahead of ourselves. We do need to pick up this last group here, this last swath, and we're just going to keep it in the forage wagon for now. And it should be about 50%, so it could be another $4,000 if we really needed it, but possibly, if things all go our way, we'll be getting our cattle before winter. Get some babies in here and just have enough feed for them to get through the winter until the area to the left is ready to cut again. Yeah, I think that's wise. I think we will save this just in case, and we can always sell it if things get bad. It's going to be close to 20,000 liters, which would be a good start. Yeah, just under 20,000. I think we'll take that. We'll park it under the little shed here and go get that cultivator. Definitely got to work on getting the Oliver home. Oh, this just looks like it belongs together because it does. Nice. All right, let's get right about here. Let's give a little bit of a distance between, you know, where we're going to plant and the road. And we don't have the mod we need. We'll be right back. That is more like it. We're going to lock in at 270 degrees here, so we go perfectly straight with this and keep that gap exactly the same. But boy, this is doing a great job. And let's look at this cultivated state on this map. That looks pretty good. I like it. No soil data. We'll have to pay someone to do that for us. We'll have the company come out that does that around here to get us our soil samples. We will be setting this up as a single long field temporarily. We'll mix it up once we get our next plot of land, which will probably be field farmland 33 that we're looking at back there. And I'm eyeing this little rocky area over there. The little, can't think of the right word for that. Little cliff face. Because I definitely think we want to build something sweet over there. Would be nice long term. It's in the sunset right now in October. It's going to set a little earlier. Starting to get somewhat dark here at 3:30 already. Losing daylight. But let's get focused and get this done. I do want to show you guys the outline before we completely break away for me, just to be heads down and get this done. We're going to try to round it a little bit. Hopefully this works real nice with guided steering later. And we'll go about right here for now. Lock back into 90 degrees. That should work good. And here we'll start rounding again on this side of the field. And respect that road as well. And try to blend this in real nice, and we can use some tricks here to blend it in as good as possible. But I think that it's actually pretty clean. So what I want to do to help me out, to not ruin anything on this beautiful outline that we've created, it's actually, let's hop in the sky and see this real quick. It looks like a racetrack. Yeah, that's a good size field to start with. Let's get flight mode disabled there. But we're just going to come and kind of go across here a couple times to give us some room to turn around without having to worry about going a little too far when we get a little crazy. I've been doing a much better job at lifting, but my controller sometimes thinks that I tried to hire a worker, which confuses me. And I think if we do this 3 times... Oh, we just ruined it. We'll clean that up. That's what I was trying to avoid. I think that'll be enough. So we'll turn back around, do it one more time, then head up the field, do the same thing on the other side, and make it so. And we got this side of the field taken care of as well on the end row there. It's just a couple more times up and down this field, and we'll be ready to call in an order to get the soil sampled. And we'll probably need to do that overnight. So we won't get to that till November. But I do have a little special purchase that we're going to make. 3 of them, actually, to end the episode after we get this done. Stay tuned. And this should be our last pass of prepping our first field on Old School. I can already see the cattle over here in the pasture that's going to be created eventually. It's all coming together. Look at our forage wagon. That thing has a mind of its own. We have to get that put under the shed before tonight. Oh, this is exciting, guys. I'm loving this. We got something else to purchase, though. Let's get this done. We'll get all our equipment home under the shed and protected. We'll do that special purchase. And done. Not bad. Do like this for our first field. Unique shape for one of my series, but it'll come together. What a unique tractor, though. My goodness. I'm going to be looking these up in real life today. How long this thing is just shocked me. And we'll just leave this right there for now. And we should be able to use the Oliver to get home the cedar that we'll be using next episode. Yeah, that width is nice. I just want to kind of see it on the field. Yeah, that's not bad at all. That's going to be real quick to get some grass down. Doesn't have fertilizer, so we'll have to figure that out as a secondary thing. But we'll be looking into some old school spreaders in between episodes as well. And if I haven't mentioned it, this should be going out on the 26th. I hope you all had an amazing Christmas. And there's a nice temporary home for the cedar. And the Oliver should fit right here nicely. All right, let's do that purchase. All right, let's go meet him. So we have somewhat of a representation of my real life animals now. So we'll be calling this Ophelia right here. And this right here is going to be Bentley. And then Finley, where did Finley go? And I'm going to figure out if I can actually rename these. I think I can in the XML. So, though that name's kind of... Okay, so... Oh, there we go. There's Finley. So we are going to have 3 puppies. And this is the first time I've pet a dog. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is the first time we've had dogs in FS25 on the channel, which is crazy. Let's get them fed for the night. Was feeling a little lonely here. They all should know where their bowls are. Finley's going to eat on from the roof. There he goes. Bentley's doing the Bentley thing, running around before he's going to eat, which is kind of hilarious because that's what he does. Yeah, all 3 of them. Taking a little bite, taking a little break. Beautiful. Doesn't feel as lonely here now. I'm socks way up. Have a great holiday and a happy new year. If I don't talk to you again, I'll catch you on the next episode.